The thing that originally drew me to this research was a complete accident, because I knew that I wanted to study politics. I knew that I wanted to do something to save the world. I knew it was going to be international. And I worked for the United Nations in Geneva. And while I was there, I volunteered for a series of women's organizations and helped out in the area of human rights. And what I saw completely surprised me and completely astounded me, which is that these institutions that I thought were meant to save the world were incredibly dysfunctional and incredibly corrupt. And I dedicated my career when I left the United Nations and went to graduate school to trying to understand why are these institutions so dysfunctional and what can we possibly do to reform them to make them do what they're supposed to do, which is alleviate human suffering.
One of the things that makes Emilie's work stand out is the diversity of her interests. She started doing human rights work, but she's now broadened out into an examination of why international institutions work, what makes them effective. And the applications of her work extend from issues like human rights to business law, to the environment, to how elections are managed in developing countries. So it's really a very wide-ranging portfolio.
One of the biggest lessons I think I've learned from doing this research is that this extraordinary human rights system that we're talking about, it works very well, but only in very special circumstances. In most of the places in the world where abuse and violence is the worst, these institutions are quite weak, if not powerless, to do much by themselves. And that has a very concrete implication to it, which means if you want to do something to affect change in those locations, simply growing this system isn't the right strategy, but it is the strategy that we're using. So it really suggests that we need to change priorities to thinking about how to reform these institutions and to be thinking about alternative strategies for incentivizing change in behavior that might exist within, but also outside these institutions.